don't want to admit that coercion is rape because that would require them to admit to themselves that they have raped a woman. Like when men waited until a woman was drunk to ask her to go home with him. Like men who ask over and over again until a woman says yes. Like the woman said no 100 times, and on the 101th time she said yes because she was just tired of feeling pressured and gave in. Like when a woman said, I'm not sure if I want to keep going, and the guy kept going. Like when a woman said, yeah, I'm down to do stuff, then you hang out in person, and then she says, actually, never mind, I don't actually want to do stuff, and the guy forces her to do stuff anyways. But he's not attacking her, right? He just gently said, no, you said you were going to do stuff, and then does stuff to her. None of those are consent. And guys know this in the back of their tiny mind, and that is why they get so defensive when women start talking about nuanced consent, because they know that they have already violated it. They know that they have already SA'd a woman. Women can do this to men as well. It's just significantly less. Consent isn't indefinite. I post about abuse awareness and women's empowerment, so follow me if any of that resonates.
If your mama has never told you, coercion is not consent. Do not allow a man to guilt trip you or shame you, throw the Bible at you, manipulate you, or treat you like the scum on the bottom of his shoe because you won't lay down and open your legs for him. Your body is not up for debate. Do you understand me? Do not allow a man to, if he asks you, can y'all do, you not in the mood, you don't feel well, whatever your reason for saying no is, no means no. He don't get to then convince you, guilt trip you, make you feel bad, or do anything other than understand. Your body is your body, your choice.
Why do so many men not think coercion is grape? Simple. Because if they admitted it, they'd have to admit they've done it. I saw firsthand when I trained male officers how to investigate Grape cases. The second coercion was brought up, their faces changed. The smirks, the shifting in their chairs, it was written all over them. They'd known they had coerced women into schmecks. See, men grow up thinking schmecks is something to chase, and women are something to convince. They call it persistence, I call it grape. And women get blamed for men's actions every time. Like how people say female officers must be desperate to sleep with inmates. Wrong. Most of those women are coerced. Inmates catch them doing something like dozing on post, then threaten, I'll get you fired unless you give me what I want. That's not schmecks. That's coercion. That's grape. And men don't want to face it because if coercion counts as grape, then half their locker room stories are confessions. I'll be live at 11 a.m. Eastern. Join me, because we're tearing the mask off this lie once and for all.
So I was watching this video by, I think his name's Chow Time, and I might probably clip some of that in there, but so it was women saying that their boyfriends or husbands did a form of grape soda on them by keep asking them for sex, keep begging them for sex, and they eventually give in and get them some. They eventually give in and give them some. And they say that's a form of grape. Now I heard like wives say this before, girlfriends say this before, where, even regular girls say, or if a guy keep asking and badgering for a girl number, and she just give it to him out of fear. I gave my number and I didn't even like him. And hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. And a lot of times, man, when you see stuff like that just on the husband or wife side of things, to be honest with you, if it keep persisting for a long time and it ain't no physical reason why, you just gotta go fuck somebody else. That's just what it is. You more than likely going down the road of divorce anyway. Or if y'all not married, y'all more than likely she gonna leave you anyway. Go do you. Go do you, and you'll be surprised about 70% of the women, when they find out you doing you, they gonna flip out, be mad, right? They gonna flip out, be mad, or just leave her. Or just be like, I'm out, I'm done. I'll give you the papers, or I'm leaving, you get your shit out, I'm getting out, with a woo, right? Or go clap somebody else and see how they get it together. See how quick they get it together. I'm telling you, most women gonna fall in line, or some women gonna leave anyway. So why deprive yourself of something like that, where somebody withholding sex over your head? If they withholding sex from you, why y'all just could date? Are y'all ever dated? And then ain't no real reason why, and they keep or they use sex as a tool or as a reward. Then you can't marry them, bro. You can't marry them. You can't marry them. Say that right now. You can't marry them. I will let you know that right now, homeboy. But you got to get it somewhere else. And when you start messing with somebody else, women, they try to think they can get back into the dating market and have fun, and they never find no dude who do something like you. If you a dude that take care of your woman, you make sure she good, she can depend on you for some needs and a few wants and stuff like that, you're rare. Most of these guys are doing nothing for women. Nothing for women. You're the prize. If she could find somebody else to marry her or take care of her or look out for her and treat her in a humane and good way, well, she would already have that. She can't do no better than you. And if she can do better than you, let her go do better than you. A lot of times the dudes just do it temporary. They do it temporary just to get the box, and when the box get old, they gone. They gone. And there's been cases where guys be like, well, women gave the sex cut off when we got married. It's a lot of women, when they get what they want, they turn on you like a ravished dog. You see this in children. This is just a lot of female nature, bro. When they get what they want, they turn on you. See it with teenagers. They be so sweet and so nice. They want you to get them some shoes or get them a purse or get them a particular outfit. And when they get that outfit, they forget that you got it. They turn on you and they get an attitude, and it's like, fuck you. It's fuck you. That's most female nature. That's just their nature. They sweet until they get what they want. But basically, you having to beg for sex, and it's coercion, and they saying that's grape soda. It's crazy, dog. They saying that's grape soda. And even to put that jacket on your significant other, your boyfriend or your husband, even to put that jacket on him, even to say that he did something like that, to say he even insinuated something like that, she didn't like him to begin with. And if having sex with your significant other is a chore, and now if it's something medically wrong, I feel like if it's something medically wrong, I get it. But I remember I watched the video, and I'm not going to be able to find it. And the woman say most of the women like to go to the hospital or go to the doctor and see why they can't get lubricated for their boyfriends or their husband. Thought I turned them off. Why they can't get lubricated for their boyfriend or husband, and they try to act like it's some type of biological problem. But in general, it's not a biological problem. It's just that they don't like their boyfriend they don't like their boyfriend or their husband. They just not attracted to them. And basically, they were having sex with them to get a commitment from them, to get a ring, to move in, to have a child. And once they get what they want, they biologically shut down. They just physically is incapable of liking them. And this is when we kind of go back to what D.L. Hughley's daughter said. She said, and I did a video on it in the short on it, she said that most happily married wives hate their husbands. So you think the majority, probably all of those women who she say hate their husbands, you think they don't withhold sex from their husbands, or they husbands work so much where they don't have to fuck their husbands? They be too tired to fuck, you know what I'm saying? Or they control them with sex, and if a woman can control you with sex, the relationship is doomed. I'll say that right now. If a woman can control you with sex and you marry her, or y'all live together, cohabitating together, whatever, the relationship is doomed. I'll tell you that right now. The relationship is doomed. And I ain't talking about the video game. It is doomed. You cannot let somebody sexually control you. Now, you know what's so funny is this too. And we can just squeeze this in as I'm pulling up to the speezy, to the crib. I don't know why that white lady just looked at me like that. She did the old white people. So I seen a clip by Chris Brown, and I guess he got a TikTok. He's in the room, and it looked like it might be Diddy's son, the one that's Quincy, what's his name? His name Quincy, but Albie Short's son. I like when he said, "Hey, none of y'all never turned down no vagina." And they like, no. He's like, I turned down plenty of vagina. All vagina ain't good vagina. And I say this all the time, and I heard Minister Jap say this: you ain't a man until you turn down some vagina. But for sexually driven guys, it's hard to say no. I'll give you a story. I remember my homeboy, he had a girl coming over. He was like, she gonna bring a friend. So I don't care, man. I'm tired. Probably got off school work. So I'm about 19, 20. So this chick pull up for him. You know, it's a little, how can I say this? It's like one of them slow nights. One of them, you know, he need to get one off, and he called a little ugly duckling over, but her friend was bad. So we one-on-one with the friend and shit. He upstairs doing friend. And she started like, this is when I had the computer on the TV when the niggas was doing that shit. And she was like, yeah, she started, you know, talking about other niggas and shit. Like, swear to God, she started just talking about other dudes. So, you know, I'm like, I'm tired. I'm instantly turned off. And she's, you know, kind of like wanting to get close and do it, but she talking about, you know, other dudes. And I'm just like, I don't even want to do it. So I just was like, and she was a nice looking girl. I was like, no, but there's been plenty of times where it didn't feel right. Even me growing up, and it didn't feel right, or I didn't want to do it, and I just didn't do it. But once again, I've just never been a sexually driven person. A lot of women that, you know, for the most part, I say about 80% of women that I've been with in that manner, sexually, I had to feel something for it. It had to be something, especially when I got older, it had to be something deeper than just physical attraction. I'd had some type of bond or something with them for. Sometimes you talk to women and they'd just be flat out ugly. But then again, that trauma for me came from, I had a big homie in the hood. So he was like 12, 13, 14. We had this homie named Jay. What's so funny, when I still lived in Brightmoor, I ran across him and shit. You know, I'm from Detroit. So I ran into him, man, and he was like the big homie. He was like, you know, getting hella hoes. He ended up having some kids when he was younger. Like when we about 12, 13, he about 16, 17, probably not even 17, 16. He started having kids. And he was always talking about getting pussy and all this type of shit. And he was like the big homie to us, dog. We like, man, for real. And I ran into him, man. I guess this some years ago when I still lived in the hood. He doing some work and he just looked tired. He didn't look bad, but he just like tired. Like he really hustling out here. And I'm just like, you know, like, but his predicament, and I seen kind of how his mom used to be on him for having the kids, and kind of how, so I kind of was like, that kind of always struck me, dealing with the baby mamas and shit. So that kind of like struck me, like I ain't really want to make that mistake and be in that predicament. And he didn't even know he blessed me with that game. Like he just, what he was going through, he just blessed me with that game. But yeah, a lot of guys are sexually driven, and they never shake being sexually driven. They never shake it. But I feel like a guys who had enough sex, they don't be sexually driven like that no more. And I ain't saying that's like I had the most sex in the world. Definitely not. Too choosy with the hoes. I'm very choosy in the women that I sleep with. Like as far as personality, I said that personality. Like, I don't feel like I vibe with you personally. I can't, like, if I feel like you a shit person, or I like, we don't really click, it ain't really got to do with attractiveness neither too. A lot of times we just, you know, you just gotta be cool. If you ain't cool to be with, sometimes I just cut that off. Like, you gotta go. Like, if I don't like your vibe or something. I remember I was dating this chick years ago. Nice chick, but she just opened her mouth and she was irritating. And she, like, even after like the first we working on, she wanted to come back to the, I was like, I'm good, bro. You was just like, gave me a headache. But that's how I always been though. You know what I'm saying? I always been like that, bro. But a lot of guys, like, you ain't a man until you say no. It's been plenty of times where I could have crushed women and I just like, nah. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's funny, me and Kobe was just talking about this in our group chat and shit. He was like, you know, Iceberg Slim to Pimp. I never really read the book. I've heard stuff. I've kind of heard more things from Sugar Free. Maybe I'll get the book because I hear people talk about it all the time. And he said, when you don't give a woman sex, that make her want you even more and more. And also one of the principles that, you know, me personally, I always just live by for real, because I just, for the most part, I noticed, like, you know, all the guys. I'll tell you another story. So I had another same homie that was on a slow night. He had this chick that he used to do it to regularly. So they at the crib. It's about two other chicks, and he was trying to clap the girl he clapped regularly. And I think he was like begging her to F in front of everybody. And she was like, "Nah, I'm still sore from the other time I did it with somebody else." I think she was lying about sleeping with somebody, but she was like, "I'm still sore from doing, you know." And he was begging. I just seen the more that he was begging and begging. This was a chick he was hitting on a regular. And the more he was begging and begging, you know, she didn't want to do it to him. It just turned her off. So I already knew from that moment, like, even before that moment, but that really sold it. Like, I ain't really tripping. But if you ain't really thirsty for it, the one thing about it is, I'll talk to women from 40s all the way to when I was a teenager. The dude that's thirsty, bro, is a turnoff. The dude that's begging for sex, that's thirsty for sex, you know, either demand it, or if she say no, or demand it. It's one or the other. I'm telling you, once you play it, like with Iceberg, he said Iceberg Slim say, I learned that when I was a teenager. Like, when you ain't really in a rush for it and you make them wait for it, or you ain't in a rush, that make you more attractive to women. That make you want to give it to you even more and better. So like I said before, I just never been a guy that, I just seen how guys get thirsty and it don't work. Even when I was in middle school, I seen kind of being thirsty. Every time I was thirsty for the girl I like, it never worked. So I learned early, but some guys, they never do early, because at the end of the day, either she gonna give it to you or she not gonna give it to you. She gonna make it easy, or she gonna make it difficult for you. And if she making it difficult for you, or if you can't tell for real, you might as well charge it to the game. Before I beg or I plead with a chick for something, I just charge it to the game. That's me. I charge it to the game because I know it don't work. But hey, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Peace.